Today, I'm going to teach you the secret trick F1 esports drivers are using to go faster in the qualifying mode and one lap scenarios here on F1 23. What I'm talking about is brake dragging. What is brake dragging, you might ask? Brake dragging is the form of using the brake pedal, as you can see on the screen, the red bar in the middle left-hand side of the screen, to warm up the brake disc of the car and in turn warm up the tyres. As you can see, the brake temperatures are rising to 980, almost 1,000 degrees. And what we're doing on outlaps, in qualifying especially, and under safety car conditions, is by using around 40-50% of the brake pedal on outlaps, we are actually warming up the brake temperature to 1,000 degrees. And you can see, without me pushing the tyre, without even doing anything to the tyre, it is now starting to warm up into its operating range. I've gained about 15 degrees of the tyre since leaving the pit lane, just by doing this technique. And within almost half a lap here at Zandvoort, we have the tyre almost ready to go for its flying lap. The reason this is so powerful is because now the tyre is at 90 degrees. I have 0% tyre wear. And that's what makes it so powerful, is because we can warm up the tyre, get the tyre ready to do its operating window, to perform its maximum grip, without in fact wearing out the tyre. This also happens on other games, simulators, happens on iRacing quite a lot. It's one of the biggest things about the top drivers in iRacing using on outlaps, to highlight the difference of this as well. So by the time we got to the end of the middle sector, we had 90 degrees on the tyre, front and rear. I'm going to go out and warm up the tyre the way that you would have done in F1 22 and previous Formula 1 games as well. By weaving and generating surface temperature, what will then trickle down into the carcass of the tyre. So you can see now, leaving the box with 69 degrees on the tyre, and I have until the end of the middle sector to try and get temperature into the tyre. So by doing this will just be an art of weaving the tyre, and I'm going to try to use the brake pedal minimally as we get hit by Verstappen. I'm going to try and use the brake pedal minimally as we almost hit Verstappen, to warm up the tyre and get the temperature into the tyre. You can see I'm having to work so aggressively on this tyre right now, and I'm still 10 degrees colder than I was at this time last lap. I will need to use the brake a little bit just to slow down. But even while being 10 degrees colder, I am now on 1% tyre wear. Ooh, I just need to bring up the menu correctly. So I am 1% tyre wear. And I don't think I'm anywhere near. By the time, now I'm 2 on the front tyre wear. And it's still going to be challenging. You can see how much work I'm having to do. I'm still only on 84 degrees. So I'm still 10 degrees under, 5 degrees I mean, on the front and 10 degrees on the rear. So we're going to continue trying to warm up this tyre until it's ready to go. So I'm not going to do a push lap yet, but I'm just going to show you how long it can take to warm up a Pirelli Formula 1 tyre on the F1 game without doing the brake dragging. Oh, I've completely blocked Perez. I'm sorry, Perez. So, like, I'm wheel spinning, I'm pushing the tyre. It took me a full lap to get the front tyres up to temperature. I still need to do 2 degrees on the rear. So, it took me a full lap and 4% tyre wear on the front and 3% on the rear to be able to get them in the same temperature window as it took me with half a lap of brake dragging. This is why it's so powerful, and that will translate to roughly 1-2 tenths maybe per lap in qualifying. As I've just blocked Sonoda again. My apologies, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so this is what's really powerful for F1 esports drivers to be doing this technique. The other thing that F1 esports drivers are doing is still using the 60 FPS exploit glitch, you might want to call it, within the game. So you can see when at the moment I have it just turned off, for example. So what you want to do is be turning this on and having your PC version of the game. You cannot do this on PS4, PS5, and the Xbox consoles because it's already capped underneath 60 FPS. So when you're on PC, you want to turn the FPS cap on and run it underneath 59 FPS, or at least underneath 60. The reason for this is basically when you're running a higher FPS, the game will be uploading and updating at a higher hertz rate. And that will mean that the bumps of the track, the curbing, the little imperfections in the track, the bumps, and everything that goes on to the track not being a perfectly smooth surface, like this curbstone here, for example, is quite bumpy. When you run a higher hertz rate, i.e. higher FPS, the game will be updating faster, so we'll pick up each individualized fraction and detail of the game. What will of course mean that the car will be more sensitive to bumps on the curb. When you're running underneath 60 FPS, the game is updating slower in its physics model, so you can actually run more of the curbing without the game recognizing or updating the physics model and the contact model to give you instability within the car and to slow the car down because of that. So this is why it's so powerful. So with the combination of brake dragging and using this FPS technique, this exploit, whatever you want to call it, to gain lap time, honestly, in a qualifying spec, you could be looking to find upwards of 2-3 temps per lap, if not more, to be honest, on some tracks, by using a combination of these factors. So if you're on the PC platform of the game and you're looking to improve your pace and performance, whether that just be in career mode or league racing, whatever it may be, if you're using these techniques, you will certainly find at least 2 temps per lap. So if you found this video helpful, informative, be sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate everyone's support. It really helps me as well growing the channel. So thank you so much. I've been Brendon Leigh, and I'll catch you in the next video. Grazie, ciao, ciao, bye bye.